I've heard so many people go, oh, Shin Megami Tensei 5, is that some Persona thing? Okay, hold on, we're gonna get our Mega 10 learn on. Let's start with the name, Mega 10, Megami Tensei. That's the franchise. The first game came out in 1987, and believe it or not, it was a licensed game. It was based off the novel Digital Devil Story, a sci-fi novel by Aya Nishitani. It was a first-person RPG where a bunch of humans recruited demons and fought God. You kind of get the idea. And because this was a licensed title, it actually had a lot of different versions. Like, there was a version that was a top-down adventure game. It wasn't a franchise yet at this point. It was literally just different adaptations of one novel into a video game. The official beginning of the franchise was the Digital Devil Story game that was released for the NES. This was called Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei. It did a lot of weird stuff, and people really liked fighting gods with demons. So of course, they were like, why not make another one? Well, there isn't another book, so what are we gonna do? Just make up the story. So Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei 2 comes out in 1990. New story, new characters, now the franchise is standing on its own. Fast forward, the Super Nintendo comes out, or Super Famicom if you're nasty. You know how Super Nintendo games had the word super in front of a lot of them? Well, in Japan, they had the word Shin in front of a lot of them. Shin both means real/true, it also means new, it has a lot of different connotations, but putting Shin in front of a title kind of meant that this was the newer, better, more upgraded version. So in 1992, we got Shin Megami Tensei, another JRPG about recruiting demons and fighting God. In 1994, we got Shin Megami Tensei 2, another story about recruiting demons and fighting God. But then we got a spin-off, Shin Megami Tensei If. It was a story about recruiting demons and fighting gods, but it also took place in a high school. And this made the developers think, what if we took the whole recruit demons and fight God thing and put it in different settings? So you'd have the mainline Shin Megami Tensei series, and then you'd have Shin Megami spin-offs. So the high school concept from Shin Megami Tensei If was reworked into its own spin-off franchise. You know that franchise as Persona. The first Persona game came out in 1996. It would later spin off other self-contained franchises like Devil Summoner and Digital Devil Saga. And the through line for most of these were keeping the skill names and stuff constant and summoning demons and fighting God. But the Shin Megami Tensei series continued despite the spin-offs. In 2003, Nocturne came out, and it got a big boost of popularity because it featured Dante from Devil May Cry. Shin Megami Tensei 4 eventually came out for the DS, but there are other semi-spin-offs like Shin Megami Tensei Imagine and Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, which count as mainline titles. Which brings us to current day, where Persona is popular enough to have its own well-known series, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the next mainline title, which is about summoning demons and fighting God.